Starting tonight, the Chicago Bulls will start a tough 6 game stretch on Halloween versus the New York Knicks. And during this 6 game stretch, will things start to get spooky? Or are we in for a treat when it comes to our Chicago Bulls? We're going to talk about it, break it all down, and give you a couple things you need to watch out for during this 6 game stretch. But before we do, you already know you got to hear the music first.
Cognac gang.
Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on a daily episode. So if you're tuned in, locked in, ready to talk Bulls basketball, and continuously be a part of the live action that we bring every single game day, every single day, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. We talking about our Chicago Bulls, and up until this point, it has been very, very exciting to see our Chicago Bulls play unselfish basketball. Obviously, these guys still have a lot of things they have to work on, but one thing we cannot deny as a consensus, it has been fun to watch this Chicago Bulls team play basketball. It currently stands, and we know it's going to change, possibly, but the Chicago Bulls currently sit at the top of the Eastern Conference at 4-0. And even if it is going to change some time down the road because the season still has to roll on, we are in a much better position than said Brooklyn, who is 0-5 on the season, on the Indiana Pacers, who was just in the finals, but without their guy at 0-4. So I take 4-0, then 0-5 or 0-4. And let's continue to see what happens. But for the Chicago Bulls, they're now going to walk into a sticky situation that is going to give us and provide us with more information about this Chicago Bulls team. Though there has been a lot of excitement surrounding this Chicago Bulls team, us as fans understand there are things that they got to improve on. Us as fans will still understand that this Chicago Bulls team looks a lot different and looks like it is in a position to compete within the Eastern Conference and potentially make it to the playoffs for the first time in a while. But hey, that 6 game stretch that is coming up for the Chicago Bulls, it could potentially be spooky, or it can give us a nice little treat. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out there today, though, on Halloween. Y'all know shit can get real. But hey, for the Chicago Bulls next 6 games, we have a tough 6 game stretch right in front of us, starting tonight when the Chicago Bulls face off versus the New York Knicks. Then on Sunday, we face off against the Knicks again. A couple days later, we will face the 76ers, then the Bucks, then the Cavs, then the Spurs. And right now, within the Eastern Conference, the New York Knicks currently sit with a 2-2 record. This is all records that I'm going to give for today. The Philadelphia 76ers, they are 4-0. The Milwaukee Bucks are 4-1. Those Cavs are 3-2. And the San Antonio Spurs sit second in the Western Conference right now. Obviously, it's not the end-all, be-all. We have a lot more basketball to go, but they are sitting second in the Western Conference with a 5-0 record. So with the Chicago Bulls getting ready to go on this tough stretch of basketball play, we're going to have to continuously look out for what's to come from our Chicago Bulls. There are your 6 games right there. And it's going to be a challenging one, but I anticipate a very exciting one starting tonight versus these 6 teams, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what happens with the Chicago Bulls? Do we go into these 6 games and then come out of these 6 games 3-3? Do we do something a little bit more better at 4-2? Do we do something a little bit worse and go 2-4? Do we do something miraculous and go 5-1? I don't know. But I am here to say I'm going to be watching. We're all going to be watching. We're all going to be evaluating to see how the Chicago Bulls approach these games that are right ahead of them that can compete in these games. It's going to be tough tonight versus the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? With Jalen Brunson, with Bridges, with OG. So a number of guys that can guard Josh Giddey and try to slow down Matas Buzelis and potentially give Nikola Vucevic some work when we face off against them. When we play the 76ers, you looking at a backcourt with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe going bonkers thus far this season. When you play the Milwaukee Bucks, they just beat Golden State last night with no Giannis. And they look like they got a lot of nice young talent around there that can still compete. And when Giannis, I anticipate he plays this game versus the Chicago Bulls. He's been dropping 30 and 14 religiously up until this point, and we know what he's capable of, and the outside shots have been falling for the Milwaukee Bucks. When we face off against the Cavs, you know Donovan Mitchell always put his best foot forward when he plays the Chicago Bulls. How will the Bulls match up in that? And then when we play Victor Wembanyama, how is that going to look versus the Chicago Bulls? My goodness, because this man, I seen this big mofo go ahead and hit the baseline with a in the game. The man got a handle, the man can shoot, the man can attack the painted area. It's going to be a team effort in all these games. We're going to see that unselfish basketball play have to be one of the main factors in all these games. We're going to have to see Billy Donovan go out there and coach pretty damn well in all these games. So here are some of the things that we need to look out for as we get ready to kick off this tough 6-game stretch. Number 1, health. Let's remain healthy. Nothing else need to be said, bro. Let's remain healthy. Number 2, let's put our best foot forward versus these teams. No slow starts. And if we do somehow, some way, find ourselves falling behind, let's continue to fight and claw. And we need effort to be up to 110% in all these games to see how we match up versus these teams that's in the Eastern Conference that are going to be vying for playoff positioning, and then a team in the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference who look like they will be primed as one of those young teams to get in the playoffs and potentially make some noise. Again, it is early in the season. There is a number of things that can transpire over time, but we need to make sure we are putting our best foot forward. And I will say the Chicago Bulls, we need to lock in on painted area defense, rim protection, not allowing guys to get it going from the three-point line as well. Defense, defense, defense is what we need to go out there and place emphasis on, alongside with continuing the unselfishness that we have been displaying up until this point to go out here and not completely drop the ball in this 6-game stretch to where we can avoid a 2-4 record in these 6 games. It is very hard to beat a New York Knicks team twice back to back, but I've seen the Chicago Bulls beat the Los Angeles Lakers last year back to back. That's just me. And there's is not to say that they can't do it, but in order to guys to go out there and actually do it, you gotta put it on wax. You gotta go out there and put your best foot forward. This is not going to be an easy matchup. It's going to be interesting to see how Billy Donovan mix and matches some of these lineups for defensive purposes when you play the 76ers and watch Tyrese Maxey light it up from the 3 or utilize that speed to get to the basket. Big games for Josh Giddey on the way. Big games and big moments for Trey Jones and Ayo Dosunmu defensively on the way. And that comes down to the 76ers game with their guards and the Cavs with their guards. And then my big man, when we get to San Antonio, my big man, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Hopefully, I don't think Zach Collins will be back at that particular moment in time by the Spurs game. I think he'll still need a little bit more time, but Kobe White could be back by that Spurs game, but it's still gonna come down to Nikola Vucevic putting in some work. Hey, Nick Vooch, as C-Dub call him. Hey, big dog, once you play Victor, once you play Wemby, bro is a problem. I ain't gonna lie to you now. Bro is a problem. Wemby is a problem for anybody right now. And he said after that, and he did an interview, he talked about, you know what I'm saying, going through the injury scare last year. I believe it was with the blood clots, but now he's talking about approaching this season and playing every single game as if it's his last, because he know that at any given moment in any given sport, it can all be gone, because that's what he thought was going to happen when that injury scare came up front for him. So it's gonna be a tough road ahead. But I need my bench to go out there and do their thing. Kevin Huerter has been playing spectacular basketball. P will be utilized in a lot of these games to help guard guys like Karl Anthony Towns, to guard guys like Devin Vassell, possibly, to guard guys, you know what I'm saying, on the Cavs like Evan Mobley. I think he will be utilized in that regard. So if you can go ahead and give me that typical 9-4, we'll be good, brother. And then Trey Jones, what else more can you say about the defense that Trey Jones has been playing and the offense that has been, present for Trey Jones and my man's Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, everybody wanted to doubt the last 20 games or 25 games of last season for the Chicago Bulls when it came to Josh Giddey and say it didn't really matter. I wonder what they're saying right now. That's all I want to know. I want to know what they're saying right now, because I've been seeing a lot of quietness around here. I've been seeing a lot of quiet folks around here. That's all I'm going to say. I've been seeing a lot of quiet folks. It was very, very loud over the offseason. Oh, my God, the Bulls are not being aggressive enough. Oh, my God, it doesn't matter if they traded for Isaac Coro. This team is still 10 years behind. Oh, my God. Yeah, very, very quiet right now. Maybe if the Bulls go on a losing streak, they might resurface. But as of right now, Chicago Bulls, let's keep the naysayers quiet. Because one thing that we can agree on while watching this team, and we could very well say we don't know what is going to happen with this team by the time 82 rolls around. But what we can say, at least for the moment, is that this right here, this brand of basketball is fun to watch. They look like a modernized NBA team now. They don't look like the Sacramento Kings. I'm telling you, that's how the Chicago Bulls used to look. Now we look like we have some type of direction and understand where we need to go. That is the most important thing. So for me, I don't know what the record is going to be after 6 games. If you have a prediction, I'm open to listening. So go ahead and drop it in the comment box. Do you think the Chicago Bulls will go 3-3? Do you believe they will go 4-2, 5-1? If you want to jump off the porch, do you think they're gonna be 6-0? Or if you know what I'm saying, if you're not feeling so confident about it, will they be 2-4? Or will they be 1-5? Or will they be 0-6? Drop it all down in the comment box. I am all ears for it, and I want to hear what you all have to say. So drop your predictions down below. This 6-game stretch will give us an idea of what we're going to continue to see moving forward. Right now, they are 4-0. You should feel very, very good about that if you're a Chicago Bull, because the fans damn sure feel pretty good. But these are some tough teams, man. These are some tough teams that you're going to be facing off against in the Knicks, the 76ers, the Bucks, the Cavs, and the Spurs. All teams that are playing decent either really good basketball. I'm not going to sell nobody short. Really good basketball as it currently stands. You know what I'm saying? Especially the 76ers and the Spurs. They really playing good basketball. And the New York Knicks are a team that is viewed as a championship contender. So if the Chicago Bulls are able to take hold of that and pull out 2 dubs back to back, you grab a little bit more attention because the Chicago Bulls, to my point, after said games on our post games, I said that Montes Buzelis will start to grab more attention because there's always a highlight that comes with him playing in the game. Outside of the Atlanta Hawks game, no, we had the Atlanta Hawks game to where he performed well. I think it was the Orlando Magic game to where he fouled out in that game. But I think it's more eyes will come to this team as long as they play well. But we shall see. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm taking it game by game. If you want to take it game by game, take it that way. If you want to be a guy that wants to be a little negative, I'm willing to hear why you want to be a little negative. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to be positive, you want to jump off the porch, let me hear your rationale behind that. Let me hear that. I need to hear that. I know what C-Dub said. He'll probably be like, we going 82-0. No, I'm just playing. Definitely, y'all know gonna come with it, but we taking it on a game by game basis, at least from my perspective, man. But hey, we will find out who the Chicago Bulls are. We're gonna find out if this is the night of a start of something spooky or if we're gonna be in for a treat. Make sure you lock in for that live call that C-Dub is going to be doing with the fellas tonight. And we gonna see what happens. We're gonna lock in. I'll definitely be watching. Won't be present, but I'll be watching. I got youngins. I gotta go out there and do what I gotta do. That I gotta do what I gotta do for the kids. Bobby love the kid. You don't love your kid? Gotta do what you gotta do for the kids. But hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.